Dear students, welcome back again in our today's lecture. So, as you can see that today we are going to discuss about the types of research design. In previous lecture, I have already discussed about the need and concept of research design. And in this lecture, we are going to discuss about the types of research design in detail. So, without taking much time, let's start our today's lecture. So, as you know that today we are going to discuss about the types of research design. If we talk about the types of research design, it is a comprehensive framework that guides the collection and the analysis of data in research. Various research designs are used depending on the research problems, hypotheses, research questions, and context. Here are some common types of research design which we are going to discuss in detail. So, as you can see that the first one is descriptive research. So, if we talk about the descriptive research, let's understand the concept of descriptive research. Descriptive research design is a type of research that aims to describe and summarize the characteristics of a population, phenomena, or a situation. Just like taking a snapshot of what is happening now. This design helps a researcher to understand the what and where of a topic without trying to identify, without trying to explain why it is happening. Imagine if you want to know how many people in your city prefer coffee over the tea. A descriptive study would involve collecting the data through the survey, observation, and interviews to describe the characteristics of coffee and tea drinkers, such as age, gender, and location. The goal is to paint a detailed picture of a situation without trying to influence or change it. Descriptive research is often used in social sciences, marketing, and public health to identify the trends, patterns, and correction. So it provides a foundation for further research and helps the policymakers and businesses to make the informed decision. So in this way, we can say that this design aims to describe the characteristics of a population or a phenomena systematically. It involves the collecting data that provides a picture of the situation as it is a naturally occurs. Descriptive research can be a quantitative involving the collection of numerical data through the surveys or observations and interviews, and it also can be a qualitative involving the detailed descriptions and observations. This design is very useful for identifying patterns, social structure, and traits without manipulating the environment or variables. So, this is the research design, so very important research design for the researcher. We generally use the descriptive research. Now, the second one is experimental research design. Experimental research design is a type of a research that aims to establish cause and effect relationship between the variables. It is like conducting a controlled experiment to see how something works. This design involves manipulating one variable to observe its effect on another variables. Imagine you want to work if you want to know if a new exercise program really helps people lose weight. An experimental study would involve randomly assigning participants to either the new exercise program or a control group and then measuring their weight loss over time. So the goal is to be determine if the exercise program caused weight loss while controlling for other factors that might influence the outcome. Experimental research is often used in fields like psychology, medicine, and education to test the effectiveness of interventions, testament, or programs. It provides a strong evidence for cause and effect evidence. If we talk about experimental research, so basically it is characterized by the manipulation of one or more independent variables to observe their effect on dependent variables, while on the other hand, controlling for other variables. So this design is widely used in the natural and social sciences to establish a cause and effect relationship. Experiments can be conducted in a laboratory or in a field and often include control groups, random assignments, and standardized procedures to ensure the reliability and validity of the results. Now, the next research design is correlation research design. Correlation research design is a type of research that explores the relationship between two or more variables to see if they tend to change together. It is like looking for patterns or connections between things. This design helps researchers to understand if there is link between variables, but it doesn't necessarily mean one cause the other. Imagine you want to know if there is a relationship between arts study and exam scores. A correlation study would involve collecting data on both variables and analyzing them to see if they tend to increase or decrease together. The goal is to determine the strength and direction of the relationship, which can help identify or risk factors. So, correlation research is often used in social science, business, and healthcare to identify trends, make predictions, and inform decisions. For example, a correlation study might find that people who exercise regularly tend to have a lower blood pressures, but it wouldn't mean exercise directly cause lower blood pressures. So overall, we can say that this design explores the relationship between two or more variables without manipulating them. The primary goal is to be determine whether a relationship exists and to quantify the strength and direction of this relationship. Correlation research is often used in fields like psychology, education, and sociology to identify the patterns and make predictions. However, it is an important note the correlation does not imply an predictions, so it only indicates an association between variables. This design is a very important design. With the help of correlation research design, the researcher identify can easily identify and find out the result. Now, the next research design is cross-sectional research design. If we talk about the cross-sectional research design, this design is a type of research that involves the collecting data from a sample of a pupil or a cases at a single point in a time. It is like taking a snapshot of a moment in a time. This design helps researchers to understand the characteristics, behaviors, or attitudes of a population or a phenomena at a specific point. Suppose that You want to know what people think about a current event or issues. A cross-sectional study would involve collecting data through a survey, interviews, or observation from a representative sample of a pupil at a one point in a time. The goal is to describe the situation, identify patterns or trends, and make the generalizations about the population. Cross-sectional research is often used in social science, psychology, and marketing, and also in public health to assess the need, evaluate programs, and track the changes over the time. For example, a cross-sectional study might find that a majority of pupils support a particular policy, but it wouldn't show how opinions change over the time. So we can see that cross-sectional research design involves collecting data at a single point in a time from a sample that represents a larger population. This design is often used in every type of studies like a market, research, and a public health to assess the prevalence of variables and their relationship at a specific moments. Cross-sectional studies are relatively quick and cost-effective, but do not provide the insight into changes over the time or causal relationship. Now, the next one is longitudinal research design. So now, if we talk about the longitudinal research design, it involves studying the same group of people or cases over a long period of time, often years or each decades. So it is like following a story as it unfolds. This design helps researchers to understand how things change, develop, or evolve over the time. Imagine if you want to know how children's reading habits develop from elementary school to high school. A longitudinal study would involve collecting data from the same group of children at multiple points in a time, tracking their progress and changes. The goal is to identify patterns, trends, and a causal relationship that emerge over the time. Longitudinal research is often used in the field of psychology, sociology, education, and healthcare to study the development, progression, and outcomes. So basically, we talk about longitudinal research design. Unlike cross-sectional research design, longitudinal research involves repeated observation of the same variables over an extended period. This design is used to study change and developments over the time, making it particularly valuable in fields like psychology and education and sociology. Longitudinal research can be a cohort studies where a group of individuals with a common characteristics is followed over the time, or a panel studies where the same individuals are surveyed at a multiple points in a time. So we can say that longitudinal research design involves the studies the same group of people or cases over a long period of a time, often years or even decades also. Now, the next one is case study research design. If we talk about the case study research design, it is a very well known about the case study research design. It involves in a depth examination of a single case, situation, or a phenomena. It is like zooming in on a specific story to understand its detail, its depth on a specific story. in a very understanding manner its detail and complexities. This design helps researchers to gain a rich understanding of a context, experiences, and perspectives of the case. Suppose that you want to know how a successful businessman innovates and adapts to changes. A case study would involve collecting data through interviews, observation, and documents from that one businessman, analyzing its unique experiences and strategies. So basically, the goal is to gain the detailed insight and lessons that can inform theory, practice, or a policy. Case study research is often used in a field like a business, education, social sciences, and healthcare to explore the complex issues and the best practices. So overall, we can say that the case study design is an in-depth examining of a single case or a small number of cases within their real life context. This qualitative research design is often used in social science, business, and education to explore the complex phenomena in a detail. Case studies provide a rich contextual insight but have a limited generalization. They can be exploratory or descriptive depending on a research objective. So, case study is a very famous research design. We generally use case studies to find out any kind of solution, any kind of results. It provides the depth insight regarding the particular issues. Now, the last one is mixed method research design. So basically, we talk about the mixed method research design. This design combines both quantitative and qualitative approach to provide a more comprehensive understanding of the research problem. So mixed methods research design combines two or more research approaches, such as a qualitative and a quantitative methods to study a research questions. It is like using a different tool to get a more complete picture. This design helps researchers the strength of each approach to achieve a more comprehensive and detailed understanding about the particular problem, particular issues. Imagine if you want to know how new teaching methods affect students' outcomes, a mixed method research design might be involved collecting quantitative and qualitative data from the students, interviews, and observation. So the goal is to find out the detailed descriptions, to find out the detailed and depth findings, validate results, and gain a more understandable results of the phenomena. Mixed method research is often used in the field like education, sociology, healthcare to address the complex research questions and provide a more complete pictures. So in this way, we can say that mixed methods research can involve concurrent or sequential data collection and analysis, integrating the strength of both approaches. So this design is very popular in social science, health research, and education as it allows for a more detailed and depth and exploration of complex issues. So overall, we can say that each of these research designs offers a unique advantages and it is suited to different type of research questions and contexts. Selecting the appropriate research design is very essential for ensuring the validity, reliability, and applicability of the research findings. So that's all about the types of research design. Thank you.